Good evening, everybody, and welcome to What Makes Me on Tetraco TV. My name remains Abayomi Adebayo, your one and only microphone authority. So today, in my studio, I have a very wonderful guest. My guest is a very wonderful person. He's a tech person I respect. When I say tech person, I mean somebody that is technical and technological. That's what I mean. So he has a consulting company when it comes to technology, and is a lecturer in a university in Benin Republic. He's an administrative person as well. Please, I guess you passed through some roads before you get here. So how was the journey down to the studio?
It's somewhat stressful a little bit, but at least you thank God. But somewhat dusty sometimes too, but at least you have no choice than just to come over because we need to make it down.
Okay, so as we're getting into the program, let me introduce you with one question. Who is Isaiah Akilabi?
Isaiah Akilabi is a self-made personnel, IT personnel consultant, and I do everything that is legal and everything that makes money, but mainly that is legal. So consultant, tech personnel, IT personnel, so that's just a little I can say.
Okay, in a nutshell, on a lighter mode, I would say Isaiah Akilabi is a technological money making machine, right?
Yeah, we can see that.
Okay, and I heard that you are close to somebody we call ATM.
Yeah, sure.
So you have to dispense for us before you leave this place today.
There's no problem with that, sir.
Okay, let's do like this. Presently, I like to start from here. Our program is What Makes Me. So I want to know what are the things that makes you. Let's talk about your childhood. What can you tell me about your childhood? Let's talk about the pampering first. How do you enjoy your pampering? Who pampered you most while you were a child?
One of the things about my own child bearing is that I think the person that pampered me most was my grandma. So my mom is always busy, my dad is always busy. So most time my mom always have all this night shift. So most times she'll just drop me.
Was she a medical person?
Huh?
She's a medical person.
Not really medical. It's all these nursing mothers.
Okay.
So she would drop me at my grandma's side, and my breastfeed milk is always inside my feeder.
Wow. So wait. They keep breast milk in advance.
Yeah, in advance for me. So when I cry, but most of the time my grandma told me I didn't used to cry like that. So.
Okay. I now guess from your facial expression that you like breast milk.
Yeah, it's what you suffered when you were small. I think this time you should enjoy it.
So, which means you are a Chelsea fan.
I can't really say I'm a Man U fan because we
Everything together.
United. That's just
Both Chelsea and Barca, then the weapon Arsenal.
Yeah,
That's
sure.
fantastic. Okay, let's go like this. Who disciplined you most when you were a child?
My dad. One of the things I can say that really helped me with my dad was that most times when I was a student, my dad will always not be contented with anything I bring home. For example, this report card of a thing. When I bring a report card home, and my dad sees very good, he's not always happy. There was a time I can never forget that time. Whereby I scored. It was assignments, not even a real all this homework of a thing. Then
Okay.
so I scored I think 2/10 of a thing. So my dad was like, Isaiah, bring your bag. So I brought my bag. My dad saw that too. If I tell you the king where I chopped that day, my God, hey,
Okay.
my back almost broke.
Okay, wait. There is something. Our father always have this kind of friend or our mother that some of them just walk in or they are there when we offended our parents and they are kind of pleading. I don't know how your own pleading looks like, but my own when I was young, my dad would say, okay, nkoto she shoulder. I would say koda. Egba melo ni kin fún ẹ. I would say egba mẹ́fà. Irọ́ mi dey fún ẹ mẹ́fà, ma fún ẹ méjìlá. So that's my dad friend or my mom friend would now say mo ba bẹ̀bẹ̀ sí mẹ́fà. I was like, why can't they beg them to eliminate the caning?
It's not possible.
So does your father has that kind of friend that come around?
My say anytime. That's why my dad always targets times whereby everybody are all asleep, so no one will come and plead on my behalf.
Wow.
and he will beat the hell. I learned beating, but joke apart, those things were like beating then. But I realized something that was why sometimes a little success I'm not contented about it. Because it really helped me and blended me a lot regarding those aspects. So, but then it was really, I thought probably they all hated me in the house.
But they did not hate you.
Yeah.
They actually want to shape you to something. That's where we are driving at. As in, those kind of discipline has done something that makes you who you are today. So, while you are a child, then in your secondary school, what are the things you are able to get as a message from the discipline, maybe from your teacher or from your parents back home? My dad is the kind of person that if your teacher beats you and you cry home, my father will beat you back to that school. He will follow you down. So those are the kind of things that makes us to face some things. But my dad has an attitude. As his son, if you had issue with your friend outside, and you and your friend fought, and your friend beat you, and you came back home, he will beat you back. He will send you back. So my father is always proud when you fight your mate, and their parents follow them that see what your son did to my son. My father can add to your food that day. That you're a good child.
My father doesn't. One thing I will tell you, let me quickly share this little story. There was a time I and my friend, that was in junior school then, all the GSS everything. We had quarrel and we were fighting. So we fought mistakenly. This guy, I don't know what happened, probably when we were fighting in the class. He mistakenly, I don't know what he said, this guy's hand. So on getting home, I think I went to lesson. Before getting home, I had news that this guy took police to my dad's working place.
For what?
Looking for me. That they said I used charm to beat. And that was the day normally I almost left home. I didn't want to go back home because I thought, how did I want to face my dad? I don't know how I got that news. I don't believe, before I got there, I saw another woman. All these women are always, she thought I did not greet her. And truly I greeted her. She has added another issue. Saying Isaiah is I don't know,
is rude
now. You won't believe he did not greet me. So I was like, which wala is this? I did not want to go home that day. But fortunately for me, I don't know what really happened. When I was knocking, they said my food is on the table. I was not expecting it because normally I don't eat when So I ate, and what my dad was like, the funny thing is that he planned beating me. But it was his friends. I told you that he doesn't like beating me during the time. So I think that incident, his friend, one of his friends, witnessed. So that one was not like, they are mates now. That normally this is not things that should be brought to us like this. They fought at school. They are coming to us here with police.
For what now?
So since then, I think that was one of the fortunate parts I witnessed against my dad.
So between your dad and your mom, while you are a child, who do you prefer to stay with? While you are a child, who do you prefer to stay with?
What differs from my mom then was just my mom would still give you food to eat.
Okay.
You understand? But my dad won't give you food and still beat you. It's two things. So you rather go for the one that is still comfort a little bit.
Let me say.
So she will beat you, but she will give you food.
Our own is 50%.
50%. But my dad will beat you, but no food.
100%. Okay. Yes, welcome back to What Makes Me on Tetraco TV. I'm still here with my engineer, my tech professional, and the lecturer as well, one of my colleagues in a university outside Nigeria. We lecture together and we run things. Most times we look after each other as a brother. Yeah, with engineer Isaiah Akinlabi, a tech personality. Yeah, we were Mr. Isaiah before. We're talking about the kind of discipline, but I want us to move to something that is different. Now, because your dad is disciplined, the day your dad, I'm just trying to create a scenario now. I'm imagining it. I don't want to ask you if it's happened, but if it's happened, you will tell me.
Okay.
That the day your dad discovered you have girlfriend for the first time, what was his reaction?
One of the things you won't believe is that until recently, not quite long.
Okay.
My dad knows I have female friends. I'm this kind of person. Like, I'm this ladies.
Regular friends.
But me introducing the person that
No, 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 no. Like it caught you somewhere. Me, they have caught me several times.
like somewhere in what sense? Outside home.
Like it was going on the street and you see and okay, maybe you.
So if I tell you that since let me say since I've known all this stuff.
Yes.
I don't really know. I think he knew just two people
With you.
with me.
Okay.
The second person is just currently. So previous person, those are just one person. Not caught on action itself. That one just all these secondary schools vibes now. Just at least I'm looking for Isaiah. Okay, Isaiah is inside. Nothing else. No discussion. My dad won't discuss. That's just it.
Okay.
So I don't always because I know the kind of person I have. So I won't want to show that. Even if you want to run some things, it's outside, not.
You know that's where I'm going. We are not bold enough to show that kind of thing because of the discipline
You
they
kill me.
use.
I'm always scared. That's another thing. I'm always scared. So that's why sometimes I don't want to do it because I'll feel like if I run these things, I'm always scared. So even if you want to do all this babe, all this is always
Outside.
Before I get to.
Okay, let me ask you about this question. What's your best food?
That's one of the issues I have.
Or let me say, tell me one of your best food, one of your favorite food. One of them.
I've been having issues with this for the past few years. I've always been on all this kind of not really team stuff, but all this kind of all this live and all this what's it called? These sittings and that's this kind of question. I'm always having issues with food. One thing is that I'm this kind of person. I have issues with choices. I can tell you today that pounded yam is my best food.
And tomorrow it is rice.
I may not feel like eating a pounded yam if I see it. So I have issues with choices.
Okay.
Those are my issues. So that's why I can't really say.
Now, when you were young, what's the kind of food that they always used to bring you close?
Pap. I'm the only one in that house my pap is always full. I love pap. I think the issue was still the reception. This fresh feeling of it.
I think you like thick liquids, right?
Yeah, there is good
The kind of liquid that is sticky.
and shows like
Okay, now, on that junction, I would say, have you ever come across any kind of superstition? I think you were close to your grandma somewhere.
yeah, sure.
Okay, your kind of superstition, did it come with any superstition for you while you are eating? Like they will tell you that you don't eat and walk on the road. You don't sit down at the doorpost
Yeah, they
and
always
eat.
tell us those things. And let me say this. One of the things I think it was my dad said about my mom that was confusing me. So I won't believe until I noticed organ is not something that leads to pregnancy. It was when I was in junior school. That was really funny. Like, whoa! They told me, if you hug a lady, it was when I was in GSS2 that I discovered my brain was deceiving me. it was hilarious insane. I was like, hugging. So since then I'm always scared of hugging. If I hug a lady, I'm always scared that it will lead to pregnancy. Until GSS2 and I started asking questions. And they were like, my brain was just trying to not allow me to do some things. Since then I broke that record. I started
So what's the longest of hug you have had ever? The longest one.
The longest one, the hours.
How many hours does it last for?
Hours. It's not hours. Ladies are always somehow with talking. Or else even you know with that person.
And like when you're watching movie and that's it.
I love those things. I love it a lot. Like watching movies and sometimes I can be there for 4 hours, 5 hours. That's it. I love it a lot. Like watching movies. It's always cool.
It's always cool.
Nothing may happen though. Just that.
But the atmosphere is always calm, well controlled.
That's just it. I will watch that movie. And the thing is I don't like movies.
I think it's kind of relaxing.
It is. It's not that I'm watching the movie, but me I'm relaxing. Because I hate movies in the sense that my brain works a lot. So anytime I'm in that kind of position, my own is just to enjoy myself. The person will be watching movie, I'm cool on it. It's just like saying all this internal what's it called? Will just be reserved.
All your enzymes are relaxed, your veins, everything is getting relaxed. Oh, fantastic. Okay, let me ask you one question. Who is your rival when you were in school?
Ah.
Now, I have two rivals.
Okay.
Rivals. Like in your school, and maybe you are the one that always come up first or second, and you are always battling with that position with somebody. Who is your rival there? Then second one, I will ask you when you're through.
Ah, do you mean if my rival is in the middle of you?
No. It might be anybody. I mean, academically.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, that if you come up first today, the person will come second.
No,
And next time, the person may come up first
From
and
my
come second.
own, my rival, I think the person, primary school, that's Tobilawe, my best friend.
Okay.
Yeah, he's my rival. He always drag
That position.
So that's Tobilawe. So like in junior school, I have a big ass. I don't know what I'm saying.
Okay.
Like seriously, this girl, I don't know. Sometimes I always feel some teachers always try to just
Manipulate things for her.
because I feel I'm good, I'm damn good. Like what's the so my secondary school, it's so surprising because I was awarded the overall scholarship. I was a cash scholarship then, and I was awarded the overall. So it's really because science class then, all these rivals nowadays on general, it will be one course. Let's for example, in physics,
Yes.
you have a rival in physics. Yeah, but me, I love calculations. I can't read calculations, I'll do it. So it's just probably all this reading part, all this chemistry, I have rivals there.
But when it comes to calculation like mathematics,
I don't feel I have rivals. But all this chemistry, I love biology. I love anything biology.
No, so why you like breast? You love
I
biology.
didn't say I love breast. I just
Okay, you love the
I
substance
just
that comes
because of I gave you the condition. I said because of the incident that happened to me in my childhood.
Okay.
So they always leave me with grandma and they will give me and it's just like saying you drink it out and feeder and saying your colleague that is moving with and they were breastfeeding the person. You will feel jealous. So getting older, anytime I see anybody breastfeeding, I will feel I think I need to go back to. So that was worrying me.
So does it still happen now?
Which one
If you see somebody breastfeeding a child, you still feel
I
like
see
going back to
because I
life.
feel.
No. I mean not your mom's own now, but you still feel like getting breastfeeded.
Yeah, sometimes.
Okay. Alright.
Especially with ladies and lights.
I did not want to mention ladies.
Now, just especially like
But for the fact you have mentioned
these
it,
ladies and
that looks good. Okay. One of the things I noticed that makes you is that your dad has worked,
yeah, sure.
your mom has worked, which means there's this Yoruba adage that comes that they said taba for what we have it to samara. That means if you use your right hand to spank a child, you draw the child closer with your left. But I discovered they are doing division of labor.
Well,
Your dad is always the one striking,
yeah, sure.
while your mom is the one,
supporting striker.
yes, bringing you closer so that you won't feel the whole family hates you.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, have you ever had an issue of respect between you and your siblings, like Openimboda, Openilorúkọ, you know those, or with your extended ones, like people in the neighborhood that maybe this person is 1 month older than you, and they claim they mojuelo, mofojukonjuelo. Now.
That's one of the things that me I didn't really experience because from my day one, even my mom, there was time my mom called me one day. I was like, you don't work with your mates. From my day one, I don't work with my mates. And those mates don't disrespect me. I don't know probably the level I place myself and I'm always, this kind of person. So I don't work because I always feel, when I think a lot, like I make use of my brain a lot.
Okay.
So anytime I'm seeing someone thinking lesser than me, I don't move closer with person. So that's why I move closer with my older
Those who are
ones.
older.
My brother friends. I'm the third child. So I have a firstborn. My brother's colleague. Those are the people I move with.
So how do you call your brother? You call him name or you call him-
No. I don't disrespect people. I call my brother. So I don't disrespect people.
Now back to rival issue. In your school, your secondary school, let me say it like that. I know you have girlfriend. Who is your rival concerning that side? Who are your rivals? Let me say that.
Samson Oladunje. Even we went to the same university. It was really funny. The
Okay.
guy has.
Hope there was no continuation of that rivalry in university.
It continued.
So what's it like?
God, I always even the funniest thing is that this lady then in secondary school, she's not in Nigeria. That's Fatima. She's not in Nigeria currently. She left Nigeria for the past few years.
Okay.
So now she's still saying not quite on blue. What's up? So one thing about me is that I hate when ladies always feel I'm forcing myself on, like I'm fighting because of them. Because you know, ladies, someone they're selfish. I do say it. So that's why anytime this my guy is trying to prove, I'll just move backward. Like, oh yeah, Baba.
He's trying to impress the lady.
And the lady won't want to accept that kind of thing. But me, I always believe that it's a lady that should make that decision. So I'll just walk away. So that's, but till now, even till now, man, this guy is. So okay. It's always me first approaching this kind of ladies. But you just tell me later that Baba found this girl, man.
Why you know they see them first?
I don't understand.
I don't know. This guy, I thank God I did not meet that guy. I'll tell him. You don't see millions at the invisible stage.
But I just need to just zoom off. And I just tell my own that about the job, you're telling me you want to.
Okay, let's do like this. Have you ever had any downtime?
A lot.
So can you share anything?
I didn't say some things, and I think probably I should say it's not my dad and my mom alone that really made me, but situations around really made me.
Okay.
To whom I am now in terms of all this business and every other aspect. There was time my mom lost her job. Immediately also issues came up at home and she was really like refusing help. And that was when I started discovering on how to be alone. I've trekked miles. When I say trek miles, all these things that helped today, when I was learning, I learned a lot. Though I was given scholarships to really start as a tech personnel. In my school, they gave 10 people scholarships, so I was opportunity to be one of them to learn IT. But we paid. It was a scholarship like tuition, like our tuition. So I paid in a computer school then. And during those period, it's like there's nothing. And after that period whereby there was downtime at home, my mom lost a job. My dad also had issues with his business. So everything was, and got to a period of time, my dad was also sick. So you should now see there was no hope. Like, this kind of okay, there was a guy I called my brother, my uncle, and I was like, I need money, so he abused me. So since then, I felt I don't want to depend on anybody. So that was why when I started this computer class, I was keep learning. I don't have any TFA, I would trek down during this period. Trek down from my school. I always got home around 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. Still yet I was get to school very early. So I would trek down from my school. Sometimes I would look for a guy that, okay, let's lap. You know, there was nothing and we can't stop. We are 4. So in that period of time, so all those periods started happening, I keep learning. So when I was during this period of learning, I keep learning, I finished my secondary school and I still continue learning. So all these things we are now, I've passed through a period whereby I learned with, you know, there's very thing when you learn with ease. I learned
when situation taught you lessons. Okay.
It was really
okay.
hard.
Let me ask this question. I know you must have been paying your bills, but let me ask: at what age or at what level do you start getting responsible to pay your bills yourself?
GS3. Going to SS1.
Okay.
GS3 going to SS1.
So what are your side hustle then?
Then, oh wow, thank you for this. I saw Chibuchi.
That is in traffic, right?
Not traffic.
Okay.
In school. From one particular hospital. And I did that myself.
Okay.
I did that myself. Like, so my mom is this kind of person. She learns catering. So sometimes she always makes those things for us to eat. So in that was a period of time when issues came up, I told my mom, okay, let's do this. So she would make the chin. We would take to school to sell. My mom would give us some particular money. So during those periods, for encouragement. During those periods, I sell a lot. That was when I learned selling, how to sell. In class, because automatically, you know, there will be some period during a period before break time. Students are always So and there will be sometimes like student those period they will just come in during class and throw. That's how I used to sell my chin. I attend lessons. I will sell also. So I keep selling chin, and from there I started making profits.
Okay.
So that was from there, side also from there. I was still learning then. So that's my first.
That's your first level of being industrious.
So that's just it. In that short period of time, my mom was really tired of it. I started doing it myself.
Oh.
I was in essence.
So that means you can make change now.
I can't remember now. But I started doing it myself.
Okay.
I will wake up. I got home very late, around 9 p.m. 10 p.m. I will mix up the flour, every other thing. I wake up 5 o'clock. Not in our house, you must wake up 5 o'clock. When you hear the bell, or else if you did not wake up, you hear bell of all this morning devotion with him. So during those periods, I won't sleep back. I started.
Okay, wait. That morning devotion. What's the best song you sing your morning devotion?
My dad is like a composer. My dad can just wake up one day and just compose or something. So.
Are you kidding?
And those times, we were just like, all these songs, the vibe.
Okay, wait. What's your own best song in your morning devotion?
Let me remember. I've forgotten. It's long, like, but I just want to remember one that I really. What's this song? Kò ní jẹ́ kíní kan ọdún song.
Ọpẹ́ ló ń jẹ
Ọpẹ́ ló ń jẹ
Ìjẹ̀bà Ìjẹ̀kọ̀kọ̀. Fantastic.
Okay, that song I really love that song.
Okay, let me go to this side. After you have started paying your bills and you have become industrious naturally from a tender age, and at this time, I know you are a kind of disciplined person. You love to put things in order. You love even somebody that is working with you to think and to know what to do at the time. So what makes you what developed these principles for you?
I learned that from Dr. Africa.
Okay.
It brings together from the world.
Like how many years?
Since 2013.
Okay, that's like 10 or 11 years.
We go together, like in the sense that if he's traveling anyway, we move together. So I observed him a lot.
Okay.
And is this kind of person, is this who gets out? And who gets. And another thing is that he's part of the people that I live with. Because regarding business opinion and all this business wise opinion, because if I tell you this story, if he listens to this, he will remember.
He will definitely get.
Because of that, it really made me, like seriously, it made me to who I cannot say I am currently. Any issues, small issues.
Yes.
Doctor will remove 1,000 from my money if I'm late to work. I calculate then I was collecting a particular figure of money. Wow. And within that month, I may have used up to like 5,000 deduction. Because of disobedience,
inconsistency,
and the likes. And still yet, we will still be together. What we get what I'm trying to say?
Because you are learning from what is doing.
But there was a period of time I was tired.
Like, what is it?
It's normal. It's normal. But that was why one of the things I used to that helped me a lot because I always think, when you think personally about some things, you will discover no. This person is doing it's really for my mood. Until when I started creating some businesses of my own, that was when I discovered that no, these things. My under-level days, I made use of that strategy. I started as a 6-month person, marketing within everything. So I started calling people all together, and that was when those ideas started coming. That I've learned this from you. I learned this from you. You can't be my staff. I won't be okay with what you're doing until you do that thing very well.
Fantastic.
So that's why sometimes my staffs, my colleagues nowadays, because I don't call them staffs, I call them colleagues. Till now, they know me as that kind of person. If I give you a particular task, automatically I'm expecting you to run this task yourself, and that's what doctor will do. He will build you. There was a time he told me then. He said he didn't take me as a staff. Like he took me as a day, and he said one thing one day I will never forget. He told I and my colleague there that were working together. He was like, Isaiah, Derek. He told us. He said, "See, I want to build people, and then there's next one, you know. So I want to build people whereby if I need 5 million, I can walk to your office
and say, please give me 5 million.
and give me 5 million." He said because everybody are meant to be broke, but seconds of being broke, but making man. So he builds human capital, which I'm an example. So that was part of the things that really made me business wise. So join together with experiences and focus. Because as a kind of person, I set goals a lot. So when I set goals, automatically I don't set goals, you work towards your goals. And I don't follow this peer pressure, this peer goal. My friends, that was why I said my friends and me, we are people that are older than me. And even those people, when you see them with me, you know they're older than me. So I learned this from emails because we go out, we go to some seminars, he gives lectures, we go to some places whereby for marketing, we go to some schools, all the stuff have gathered experience in those things. So that's part of the things that I do. So shout out to Dr.
Wow. I think at this junction, I think I'll start planning to call it a day because I've heard a lot from you. But in summary, I wanted to do something.
Okay, sir.
I wanted to advise the people out there from your experience generally. What are your faults? What are your fears? What are the things and what are the lessons you learned there? Can you gather them together as an advice and give it to everybody in 2 minutes?
Firstly, don't be deceived that you won't fail. I've failed a lot. I've created business that have crashed. I've failed. There's a difference between failure. I've lost a lot of money. So, and one thing I'll just tell them is that another thing which is very, very useful to most journalists is that take it or leave it. Age is a number. No, that's it. Your psychology is what really determines who you want to be. The way you process your mind, that this is where I'm going, this is where I want to be. Because when you start looking at your age, you won't want to go far because you start feeling I'm too young. And your mates, you'll be feeling, oh, my mate are doing this. Another thing is that don't follow all this peer group, peer pressure. Make your decision yourself, and always make your decision count. Because when you know kind of background, even if you are coming from a wealthy background, and one thing that I really understand is that I was born with a silver spoon. I didn't end up with that silver spoon. I don't feel I'm not created being independent. It will affect you. So always don't depend on people's, even your family, because nobody is permanent. Your dad can die, your mom can leave you. So the only thing that will stay is you, your mind, and your soul. And lastly, never neglect God in all you do. Put God first. When the Bible says put God first, there's a reason behind it. Every other thing follows. So in all you do, just understand God, work for God freely. And when you are doing work for God, don't expect it from man. Because if you're expecting it from man, you keep failing. One of the things that help me is that I love doing things for God. That's it. So, and lastly, I'll give you this quote, which is, errors are not terrors, but they are mirrors for adjustment. You will make errors in this life. This life is full of errors. But notice that they are not terrors. They won't kill you. They won't nail you down. But it should be a mirror where you look onto as an adjustment that will help you adjust to who you want to be.
Wow. Thank you very much. That is from Mr. Isaiah Kinlabi. We have really had a lot. We have done a lot today. You have said a lot. I've had a lot. And I believe our viewers, our listeners have learned a lot from you, especially the younger generations, so that they won't be deceived by what they see around them, because everything that glitters and not gold. Well, thank you very much. We really appreciate your time for coming to Tetracor Studio today. And let me give you an head up because very soon we're going to invite you to learn to hear from you how the Prince Tech Consult comes into existence. and how it has been sustained, how things have been working around with the Prince Tech Consult. So let me say this again. Thank you very much for coming. We really appreciate you. And let me extend my gratitude to my studio assistant, that's Temitope Bolugwe, my cameraman, Spencer, that's Adedeji Sunday. Let me say this, Temitope is my photographer. And my name remains Abayomi. So till we come your way next time, this is what makes me. We are not just doing this to make people's secrets. This is a disclaimer, but we are trying to bring out the lessons from what people has passed through in order to help this generation so that they will not be deceived by what is shining outside. So please and please follow us on social media, our WhatsApp channel, Tetracom Multimedia Company, on YouTube, Tetracom Multimedia Company, and on Facebook as well, Tetracom Multimedia Company. Thank you very much for joining us. You can drop your question, you can give us an heads up. If you feel like coming to our studio to have an interview with us, we are good. And if you want us to come to your location, we are very, very good with that too. So you'll see the number scrolling on your screen. You can call us on WhatsApp. Anywhere you have, we can come to your domain. Thank you very much for your time. My name remains Abayomi, the Microphone Authority. Do have a wonderful evening.